healthy beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today is a new day and we are going to be doing pizza dough. I have been sleeping on homemade pizza dough for the longest time, and once I discovered how to make it, it was life-changing. No pizza will ever taste the same than homemade pizza dough pizza. It's a fact. Know what I mean if you do it, and if you don't do it, then you should do it so you know what I mean. I posted it on Instagram and a lot of you actually wanted me to do a recipe and kind of show you how it's done. So this is gonna be a two-part video per se. We're going to be doing the mixer version. It is not a KitchenAid mixer. I'll leave the link of the mixer down below if you're interested. A lot of you may not even have a mixer. And I started making this pizza dough without a mixer. So I want to show you guys how to do both ways. First, we're gonna be doing the pizza dough manual version. So get those guns ready, because it's a workout. Let's go ahead and get started because the kids are sleeping. I take that back. One of them is waking up. So let's hurry up and get this show started. All right, we're gonna start with 450 grams of all-purpose flour. You're gonna go over a little bit, but what I do is I just go ahead and scoop out until I have about 450. So 451, that's good enough. Next up, we're gonna be using some sugar. So you wanna reset your scale, and we're gonna be using 13 grams of sugar. So it's about 1 tablespoon essentially is what I've learned with my bread making. So obviously I put way too much. You go ahead and just take out a little bit until you get 13 grams. Next, we're going to do our nutritional yeast. So we're going to reset this, and it's about 7 grams of nutritional yeast. Getting close. Bingo. Next, for salt, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of salt directly into my flour. And I like to use Himalayan salt, but you can use whatever salt you have at home. Next, we're going to add some water. It is about 1 1/3 cups of water. 220 milliliters is really what it is. So make sure you switch to milliliters, because sometimes I forget and it's on grams. See if this is about, we're shy a little bit. So I'm going to add a little tiny bit more. All right, it's 322. So it's close enough to 320 grams of water. We do need warm water. I'm going to heat this up in the skillet for a little bit. It has to be kind of warm where you can place your finger inside and you're not gonna get burnt. You gotta kind of play it by ear. I don't measure exactly what temperature it is, but just make sure that you can place your hand in and you're not gonna burn your hand off. While that is heating up, we're going to now do some olive oil. We are going to be measuring about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, which ends up being like 30 milliliters. So I'm gonna measure it right here, but you can use measuring spoons. The kids are waking up. 2 out of the 3 are waking up. So I gotta kind of be quick here. That's basically all the measuring that you need done. You can use cups measuring wise. I will leave those instructions down below. Now I'm just waiting on the water to heat up. Let's check on my water. So I can put my hand in there, and it's starting to get pretty toasty and pretty warm. This is about where I want it to be. You don't want any steam coming up. You don't want it boiling. This is basically lukewarm. I'm gonna turn off my stove at this point, and we're going to add our nutritional yeast as well as our sugar. I do it here in my piece of cookware, but you can do it on a bowl. You know, if you have Teflon, I definitely recommend you do it in a bowl. So the next step is to go ahead and cover it up and let it sit for 5 minutes. We'll be right back. It has been 5 minutes. So let's open this up. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we're looking for. That yeast has activated itself, and now it's time to mix everything together. Here comes the mixing part. I recommend a wooden spatula. A spoon is preferably what's in the dishwasher, so we're gonna use this one. But anything made out of wood, and like I said, your arm strength, because this takes a long time, not gonna lie. It's heavy duty mixing. So we're going to go ahead and just pour our water inside, right over here like so. And then I'm going to mix my olive oil as well. And now we mix. This is where the KitchenAid comes into play, any mixer that you have, because it's a lot of work to get this done. So without further ado, let's make a time lapse of how long it actually takes to get this mixed. So this is what it should look like. It was a lot of arm work in the mixer. It's done so quickly. It is pretty sticky, but have no fear. We're gonna let this rise. So the goal is to allow it to double in size. Luckily, I have little measurings here. If you can see right here, we'll be able to see when it actually doubles in size, and that means it's ready. Depending on your weather, we're in Florida, it's pretty humid. It might rise faster. If you're in colder weather, it might not rise as quickly, and they do recommend it to place it like somewhere warm, like the oven. Obviously not with the oven on, but say like you're cooking something on a stovetop, place it in the oven, and that heat should allow it to rise. Another thing that we have to do now is we have to cover this. This bowl comes with a cover, but you can use saran wrap, you can use aluminum foil, you can use even a towel. Just cover this up so that it allows that warmth with the nutritional yeast to rise. I'm gonna use saran wrap so that we can observe the way that it rises and let the waiting game begin. It can take anywhere from 45 minutes, 60, or even 90 minutes for it to fully rise. I will show you guys now the KitchenAid mixing way. It is much faster, much quicker, but I wanted to start off without one because it is doable. You don't need one to make homemade pizza dough, and like I said, it's life-changing.
For the mixer version, we are going to be using the bowl. I already preheated my water. I placed the water plus 1 packet of nutritional yeast, which is about the same as the recipe calls. Then you add the sugar, of course, and you let it sit for 5 minutes. Then I go ahead and add the olive oil, and once the olive oil is in, that's when we go ahead and turn on the mixer. I use the second setting, so number 2, and start adding the flour. It has this protective cover that you can place it through, but I took it off because it was just easier to pour it all in. Once you see that the dough is rather sticky, then that's when you go ahead and let it sit. This is going to be about an hour, hour and a half, and voila, you get to the same result as if you were doing it manually.
All right, it is rising. We still got a little bit more time, but you can tell it's already reached that first level. So we want it to grow a little bit more. As an update, it is clearly doubled in size. You can kind of see it's almost about to hit the top of that. We're gonna let it rise a little longer, but it looks good. It is safe to say that it's officially doubled in size. So it's pretty humid here in Florida. It took about 1 hour. So depending on where you live, it might be faster, might be slower, who knows. But yeah, this is what you're looking for, and our dough is ready to be made into a pizza. Let's go ahead and take this off. And look at that beauty. Now, a lot of this is fluff. So you punch it in the middle. Oh! And it fell. But this next part, we're gonna see my husband do because I definitely don't grab it from here. My husband is the one that actually makes the pizza crust. And you will need flour. So grab some flour, a clean surface, and we're going to start rolling this out into a pizza dough.
This is when the magic starts. Gently roll your pizza dough into a firm ball. And then you're going to start using your fingers and make circular motions all along the pizza dough to flatten it up and get that nice big flat crust that we're looking for. Now, one thing my husband did say is that when you buy the dough from the store or if you get a frozen one, it doesn't stretch as easily because it's been sitting in the freezer/fridge for a while. So this actually stretches really quickly because it is very fresh dough. And since it is fresh dough, it's gonna be prone to getting holes. But it's an easy solution, a super easy fix. Just fold over a little bit of the dough and that's all. It's going to cook perfectly. I went ahead and added about half a block of cheese. So you're definitely going to grate a lot of cheese, or you can buy the one that's already pre-shredded. And for sauce, I like to use the Classico pizza sauce. It's good. I really want to learn how to make my own though, not gonna lie. That is on the to-do list. And then this is when my husband goes and places the cheese on top and pepperonis. One trick that he did tell me is cold pepperonis basically come apart easier. I had accidentally left these out for a while, so it was a little sticky for him. I like to use the Natural Choice uncured pepperonis that can be found in the refrigerated section. But we're going to turn on the oven at 400 degrees, place your pizza in, and cook for 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your preference. And if you see any air bubbles forming, then you poke them. We accidentally forgot to add the oregano, so we did that afterwards. But this is the final product. It comes out so delicious. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I will link the pizza pan that we use down below as well, because as you can see, it has holes. It makes the crust even crunchier. It just cooks perfection. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please definitely let me know down below what other kinds of videos you would like to see from me. And like always, remember to dream big, be brave, and explore life. Until next time. Mwah.